That's what's going on, y'all. What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sound. We got a few setups we're looking at. It is Friday. We do got a couple news events today as well. But since we had big pushes happen all week, do not be too sharp of surprise today ends up being a retracement day. We're still going to be looking for some setups, but I won't be too sharp of surprise if today's a retracement day. See gold and everything's literally retracing right now. We're going to be looking for the next push to the upside or the downside, depending on the trend we're in, of course. But there are a few setups we're looking at. Make sure to go ahead and like the live show, hop up in and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So, if y'all was in the live stream yesterday, we talked about this GU setup. We took this GU setup live, got wicked out a little bit after the live, and the New York session price broke right down below. As you can see, the 9:30 open. With a retest 10 a.m., then price just take to the downside, as you can see. And this goes back to what we talk about all the time, right? So we see how price rejected this level, and then when it came back down, it retested, held up as resistance just like last time. Came to this level, look how the volume came in to go through this level to now hold this level as resistance, right? Same thing happened yesterday. Right? The price was struggling to break this level, and the volume came in to blow through it, right? Just like right here, when price retraced the horizontal resistance, the volume came in and pushes to the next level down. Right? So same thing took place here. So we're looking for continued sales. GU did take off. I would have wanted to look for an entry here. So from this point, what we're going to be looking for with GU, we're going to be looking to see if it's going to retrace and maintain 33.10 as resistance, or if we could break below and hold 32.75 as resistance, then we could look for sales at 32.45. All right, so we're looking for continued GU sales. We're going to be looking for GJ buys. GJ ended up retracing yesterday, which is fine. So we're going to see if we can break back above and roll 203.05 as support. If so, we can look for buys going 203.70, or we can see price retrace back down and see if we can maintain 203.30 as support and look for buys going there. All right, but we're still going to be looking for buys on GJ, looking for sales on GU. Gold, we're going to be looking for buys as well. We have a nice retracement on gold also. So we got a few settings we're looking at. But as far as the indices are concerned, we're just seeing if we are able to maintain these levels we're tracing down to. Kind of like with US30, we're back in reversal territory. We struggled, but we were maintaining as low as support as we see these big stuff was also struggling with the higher high all this week. Right, this was Friday, this is Monday, Tuesday, yesterday. We're maintaining as low as support, but we're struggling to make it a higher high. As we can see, this was Monday. As we got that buy set on Monday, price has been treated as low from support to as resistance. Right? So depending on what price does here, we're either going to see the uptrend continue, or we'll see the downside possibly come into play. So we're going to be just watching the indices, see how price reacts right there. So we're going to pick this between GJ as of right now and gold. Right, US30 and NAS, we're going to let them do their thing for a little bit. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We're looking at the charts, drop them in the chat, but you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting, right? Let's see what's going on, Pharaoh. I see you up in here. Sounds good. You can hear okay, but what's going on, Terrence? Sounds like I'm far away. Yeah, I just gotta, whatever mic is, I gotta like literally be in the mic like this yelling. And I just got out of bed, so I ain't even get awake yet, but I'm gonna get close to the mic and talk a little bit better. But again, if I ever sound a little bit choppy or bad, just let me know and I'll fix it up. But yeah, so we're about to see how GU and GJ react to these levels right here. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live stream is over. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you're not already. Y'all see that scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Instagram, @Playmaker_away, TikTok, _Playmaker_away_. I post daily on my page. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today as well. We're about to see what this next 5 minute looks like. All right, so we got a new 5 minute that just popped up. So what we're going to be looking for, GU and G, I'm not GU, GU and gold, I should say. We're going to be looking to see how price going to react. We're going to see price try to break this level, turn into resistance. Or we're going to see price reject this level and try to push back up. But we're looking for sales either way, either here or here. And then with gold, we just saw an alert pop off, so we'll see gold pushing back up. So gold can maintain 39.60 as support. We can look for buys going to 39.86. All right, so we got a few sites we're looking at right here. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see me with screens how we did last month or last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link. Check it out for yourselves. We'll pull it up and go over that in a little bit. Let's see what we got going on here. I see the zones you have drawn down. Are they permanent? Meaning that you have them regardless of time frame, including entry and time frame. No, I change my levels every week, sometimes multiple times a week. It just depends on the market structure. Let me read the other part of your question. Do I have them regardless of the time frame, including entry and time frame? So the levels I have marked off I like to call them my key price levels, and the levels I have marked off. Like I said, I change them multiple times a week and every week, right? That's why we can go back to a week ago, 2 weeks ago, right? Like a perfect example is gold, right? So if we go to, right, this was earlier this week, but if we go to last week, you can see how this level's a little off, this level's a little off, right? And then we can see how we go here, this level's a little off. But if we look at the trades I took this week, you can see how I always enter off of one of these levels, right? You can see how we always enter off one of these levels. But if we go to like a week or two ago, like we can see here, not here, but if we go to here, you can see how these levels are slightly off, right? So I changed them as the market continues to make new lows, new highs. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I enter X off these levels is because, as you can see, look at how price reacted when it broke this level. Look at how price reacted when it hit this level. Look at how price reacted when it hit this level. Right? Same thing with GJ. Look at how price reacted when it breaks and hits these levels. Right? So when you go with the flow of price, not only are you going for the high probability, high quality setup, but then on top of that, when you enter X off these key price levels, you know the best places to enter at, where the volume's going to kick in at, but you're also prepared for the next possible rejection or next push to the upside, right? So we see how price trades low as resistance, but when we see here when the volume picked up, we broke this level, turned it from resistance to support, and then we did the same thing here, turned this off from resistance to support. And you can see right here how price when it came to this level, again, it's not a coincidence that price pushed up and it halted here, right? Look at the next push, also started right here. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we always enter next off these lows. Right, so I'll try to do that to this level right here. I go over how to mark these levels off step by step in the one-on-one sessions as well as at the University. And make sure to take advantage of the end of the summer sale. 40% off Playmaker University, use discount code Playbook, and then 25% off the advanced placement one-on-one session, use discount code Locked In. You cannot use this discount code for this one. You can only use this one for this one, and then this one for these two. Right, but watch how price reacts to this level right here. You see how price last time reacted to this level, right? So this time we're going to see price either reject like we saw here again, or we're going to see price turn this level from support to resistance, just like right here, right? We have this level marked off here. It's not a coincidence that price retraced into its level to resistance and pushed down, and then again you see the push halted at this level. Then the price retraced again. The retracement stopped here, and then we see here how price is reacting to this level right here. Right, we see the same thing here. Right, we see how price shot down, but look where the candlestick ended at. Right, you see how price reacted here. Then we shot down again. Look at price rejected. Look at price reacted here. Look at price reacted here since it failed to hold this level of support. It rejected back down, turned this level to resistance. Again, look how price came up, reacted to this level, came back down, and look how price is reacting to this level right now. All right, same thing here. Look at this big ass rejection that happened at 9:30. Look what price closed back up at. Right, the same level price was treated as support over and over again. You see how price reacting right here. Looking at these first. All right, do the same thing with GJ. All right, we see how price treats on resistance. Look how price keeps reacting to this level. Look how price reacting to this level. So we're about to see if GJ can hold this level of support again. If we can hold 203.10 as support, we can look for buys going back up to 203.70. So Nice picture. So let's see if we can hold this a little bit here. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Again, look at how GJ is rejecting. This is why we have these levels marked off. So again, you see how price rejected. So when I'm going with the flow of price and I have these levels marked off, I know where the next entry point, the exit point is going to be at, right? So if price can hold this level as resistance, what do you think is going to happen? We'll see nice push to the downside, just like when price pushed down and turned this level to resistance. What we saw a push to the downside. And look, price literally did the same exact move here again, right? Same thing with the GU setup we took. We took this setup live yesterday. You see how price turns over to resistance or drop. Look how price reacted here. As soon as price hit this level, what happened? We reversed, right? And this is another reason why I don't breakout trade, right? Because what's the difference between this one, this entry, and this reaction to this level? Price broke this level, then turned it into resistance. Price broke this level, but did not hold it as resistance, right? Price broke this level, then held it as resistance, right? So this is why I like to wait for the break and retest. I don't breakout trade because again, if we would have waited it for price to hold and see if it was going to hold the level of resistance, we could have avoided a loss, which we did, right? Versus here, price broke held as resistance, we went for a sell. Price broke held as resistance, we went for a sell. You see what I mean? All right, just like you see right here. Price came to this level again. Where the halt's at this level. Look where the rejection at. Turn from support to resistance, right? Get back to support. And then look how price reacts right here, right? So again, this is why we trade off these levels. All right, look how price reacted. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal from Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Make sure to like the live if you haven't already, and make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 3,000. Where are we at right now? We're almost at 3,950 subscribers. We can get to that easily. We appreciate those that just like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in here. And then shout out to those that always like and subscribe. I mean, always like. I guess you shouldn't always subscribe and resubscribe. That'd be weird. All right, so we got a new 15 that just popped up. All right, look at gold right here. So we're looking at gold and GJ right here. We can see possible buys on US30 here as well. If US30 can maintain 46, 450 as support, we can look for buys going to 46, 960, versus 46, 600. So we got a few setups we're looking at right here. Rejection. Let's see a retest here. Let's see. I'm gonna cut it to the chart in a second. I'm just paying attention to this chart to make sure it doesn't take off before I look at this from this setup right here. As far as today, news-wise, let's go ahead and take a trip down to Friday. We do have 8:30 Canadian news and we have 10 a.m. USD news. All right, so do keep those in mind. And of course, if you don't understand how to trade news, make sure you check out trade news playlist. Or if you're a member or student, just check out the live from earlier this week or the past lives from last week, last quarter, all that good stuff. All right, let's see what we got going here. Your voice or accents making it hard for me to understand you. Hold on, let me see how it sounds. I do sound a little echoey. Let me see if I can fix the mic really quick. Give me a second. You sound a little weird. Test, 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 test. Yeah, I don't know why it sounds a little echoey like that. That's weird. But like I said, whenever I live stream, the mic be acting weird because it's the same mic I be using when I be doing the New York price watch list, the Sunday chart analysis, and like the YouTube videos. But for some reason, when I live stream, it be sounding weird. All right, but I'm gonna talk a little bit louder. But like I said, if the mic ever sounds a little bit crazy, just let me know in the chat, or if you want me to repeat myself or anything like that. All right, so right now we're looking to see if we can retest and hold this level of support right here. That's what we're looking at. I don't know why it sounds like I'm far. It's literally right in front of me. Let me see if I can fix it. All right, let's see if this sounds a little bit better. Okay, I sound better now. I don't know. Like I said, mine might be acting weird on the screen. All right, so I'm gonna keep it like this. So again, we've got gold retested right here. It sounds a little bit off, but it is what it is. I don't know what else. We'll talk a little bit louder, but it's literally right like this right. So with gold again, we're going to look at the see if we can maintain the gold at support right here. We're looking to see if we can hold 960 as support. So we will look for 986. Tuesday, we're going to look at the retest of 915 as well. If we can maintain support, we can provide 70. Price tapped out when it was red. Now it's looking back to green. I like how these two are looking right here. I'm really paying attention to GJ and gold right now, liking how these two are looking. Those that joined the stream, we have not entered this trade yet. Make sure to hit that first link description or the free signal for your Telegram. As far as how we did or how we're doing so far this week, we are 5-0 this week. We went 5-0 last week as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we did. And then we went the week before that, 4-0. So if you watch this week's Sunday chart analysis, yes, is it Friday? I'm terrible at time. What's the oh shit, it is Friday. Okay, perfect. So even though it is Friday, right? Go to this week's Sunday chart analysis, okay? Watch this Sunday chart analysis that I dropped before London session, before New York session, before the news events, before all this stuff played out this week. I want you to pay attention to what price was looking like at the beginning of the week. Pay attention to what projections were, the prices I talked about, and you'll see that literally all the charts were going as projected, right? And I dropped at the beginning of the week. Again, when you just go with the flow of price, trading becomes very, very, very simple and a lot less stressful. You know what I'm saying? As far as how we ended last month and last quarter, I'm gonna pull that up in a second. New 5 minute just popped up. So we had a few charts that are kind of we're just waiting to see if they're gonna be holding these levels before we jump into the trade because again we had big retracements take place last night and yesterday. But if you scroll up to October 3rd, you'll see how we ended last month and last quarter. So quarter three, we ended 56 and 7. It was 89% win rate. July, we went 17 and 2, catching 72,000 pips. August, we went 23 and 2, catching 81,000 pips. And the last one since we went 16 and 3, gives us an 84% win rate, catching 160,000 pips. And in the quarter 56 and 7, gives us an 89% win rate. All three of those combined, we took 7 losses, which is not bad at all. Caught a total of 270,214 pips. If you go to October 3rd, you can see this. You click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of the quarter, which is July 1st. You can also see how we ended prior to that. If you scroll down July 2nd, you can see how we ended quarter two. 90% win rate. We also had a 90% win rate quarter one as well. So again, we literally average a high 80, high 90% win rate on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis, as you can see. Everything's data timed and documented. We rely on this on YouTube. Literally can't make none of this stuff up. All All right, y'all. So we're going to be looking for this next 15 and 5 minutes to see again if GU can hold this low at support. We're going to be watching to see if gold can maintain this low at support as well as see if US30 can hold this low at support. We got a few setups we're looking at right now. We didn't forget about GU, but again, if GU is not one of our levels, I don't really care what it's doing in between my levels because it can dance here all day. But if it doesn't break and hold this low as resistance or retest this level, it doesn't really fucking matter, right? Because I'm only going to enter here. Yeah, we're about to see what this next 15 hour looks like. We might see some action. We might see some action soon. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. We'll be looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Let's see what this next 15 does. Yeah, looks like that's trying to push up. Looks like US30 is trying to do a move as well. Looks like gold might try to do something. I see some action here. Yeah, I like this right here. I like it on gold. Be fair about that. Yeah, I like this gold stuff right here. I like gold and GJ right here. Yeah, I like these two. All right. So the US30 still trying to see if we hold this lower right here. I like gold and GJ. I like these two. They're the thing right now. GU, we're not forgetting about GU yet, but again, we only enter levels. We only enter trades that hold our levels at some resistance. So again, until price breaks below this level or retest this level, we're gonna let GU do its thing. Right? Same thing with NAS100. We're not gonna concern ourselves with what it's doing right now. We're just gonna wait for it to retrace back down to here or here. They ended up doing the move I was looking for yesterday, and they're retracing, holding this little support, pushing up. And then last night, this thing took off and did the move. So we're going to just let NAS100 do its thing right now, unless it retraces. Yeah, we're gonna let these two trucks do their thing right here. Retracements take place today. We do got some news today as well, though. Again, we have 8:30 Canadian news, and then we have 10 a.m. USD news. All right, if you enter gold, you should be up right now. We just hit TP2 with the members. Let me go ahead and let them know. See this push right there. Let's see what's back up. GJ still trying to do this. We hit TP2 on gold. You should hit that like button and subscribe, yo. I'm quiet because I'm really paying attention right now. I'm also doing a few things. I'm editing some videos for later on today as well. Again, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you're not already. You definitely want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, especially TikTok, because if y'all be missing out on our TikTok lives, you be missing out on some serious game, y'all. Again, with the TikTok lives, those be during New York session, and we be breaking things down. They're not like these lives. These live streams is us chilling, looking for setups, taking trades, but the TikTok lives are a little bit more educational, and we'll be going over a lot of more free game. Yeah, gold's been a nice push right here. We just hit the next TP again. So nobody should close this trade right. All right, this thing's done a nice push. Nice push right here. You're just still not struggling right here. Slowly pushing, but gold's pushing hard right now. So we're going to need to take out this next TP, or we're going to reject. All right, so we're going to consolidate here, get rejected, go past this level right here. Am I already in buys? Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. Whichever. Yes, I am. D. I am in buys right now. I don't know if you just hopped up in here, but you gotta join when we start the live. Right? We already broke down what we was looking at, what price points and all that stuff. And as far as the TP's SL and the entry, sent that into the sitting room with the members and students. Same through with GJ, we're in profit on these right now. We're not recommending entering gold right now because you're a little late for the entry. Same thing with GJ. I wouldn't recommend entering GJ right now. You're a little late for the entry. But the easiest way to know if I'm in a setup is if my buys or sells are on the candlesticks, right? You see how when US30 is to the right, that means this is just a trade idea. But if I drag it over and I put it on the candles, I'm in that trade, right? So if you was here, you would have saw me drag it over. Same thing with GJ. Yeah, we're already at TP5 right now. So like I said, I wouldn't enter right now. We're deep in profit on gold. We're deep in profit on gold right now. Postman, let me take you off. My bad. And then we just had TP1 on GJ, so we're 2-0 for the day already. So that leaves us 7-0 for the week. So 3-week win streak now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's called the playbook for a reason. Not much else to say about it. Not much else to say. Make sure to like the live and subscribe, y'all. Again, nobody actually closed this gold trade red. We get multiple TPs. GJ, we're up 10 pips right now. Gold are up a shit ton right now. By the way, y'all, when I be telling y'all, you can pass the two phase. You don't got to do these zero steps with these strict rules and the shorter payouts and all these consistency. If you can pass the two step, there's no reason to rush and do the one step or the zero step because those rules are a lot stricter. You get paid less on this other shit versus if you just do the two step, not only is it cheaper, you get more payout wise and you get a big return on your investment. Right? Got this email last night, passed another challenge, right? So I got another funded account under my belt. Again, it's very simple. Just gotta take it day by day. We just hit TQ2 on GJ. So yeah, like I said, we're 2-0 for the week. I mean 2-0 for the day already. We're 7-0 for the week. So we're on a 3-week win streak right now. Now that doesn't mean if you joined or members, like I said in the live, what was it, Wednesday? When did we go live? I'm not terrible. I think we went live. Yeah, like I said in Wednesday's live with the members, right? Like we're on a win streak right now, simply because we're finally out of that consolidation choppiness that we was in for a little bit, right? Like we look at GJ again, all quarter 3, we were stuck in this consolidation, right? So we had a lot of choppiness on a lot of charts. The only thing different this month is we got some action now, right? Like kind of same thing with US30, right? We was really struggling for a little bit to break out of that. And then we also had a moment where we was again we go to quarter 3. We had a few weeks of choppiness repeatedly versus last couple of weeks we've been having nice pushes to the upside for the past few weeks, right? We've got gold, we've been having nice pushes to the upside, right? Same thing with GU, right? We had choppiness for a little bit. Our price was struggling to break levels, but then we had some nice moves as well, right? This is why I like to look at multiple charts, right? That way I give myself as many good opportunities and setups as possible. But we just hit the next TP on GBPJPY. Pull up the numbers now. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. So again, if you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. We're gonna give you a charge on that. But yeah, like, I'm just gonna be holding these and chilling. Like, there ain't much else to do about it. What to say about it? And like, if I wanted to, I don't even gotta. Like, I can literally be done right now, or just ride this out and not even have to trade New York, such right. So that's why I like to trade London and New York. Obviously, I'm still gonna be up New York session because I still got a couple of one sessions to do, and I still gotta, make sure the members and students find some setups for New York session as well. But if I was just trading, like just by myself, I don't even have to worry about New York session. I can just have the whole day to do whatever the fuck I want because I already made my bread for the day. Literally an hour and some change. Right? So yeah, what would have happened if I would have went for a sell here instead of a buy? I would have took a loss, right? Same thing will go. What would have happened if I saw old price holding as low as resistance and I went for a sell here instead of a buy? I would have took a loss, right? So again, if you just go with the high probability, high quality setup, you're going to end up winning more than you lose, right? You see, just still pushing, going, pushing. Yeah, I appreciate that, Yasmin. That was from the trades I called last week and this week, right? Like I've been qualified for it. I passed phase two literally in 2 days. Like I passed phase two on Tuesday. I started it on Monday, I think. I either got it on Monday or Friday last week. I can't remember. But I passed phase two on like Monday or Tuesday this week. But like after you pass, it takes them 2 days to verify to make sure you didn't break any rule, all this other shit. And then so after I waited the 2 days, which was from Wednesday, right? I got the email Wednesday saying I gotta wait 2 days. And then literally last night I got the email saying, okay, everything's good. But now I gotta wait another 48 hours for my onboarding. But because of that, and because again I'm consistently doing what I do, they gave me there's this new thing that they have, right? Because funding pips used to only have. Let me pull it up. I'm not gonna pull up my other screen because it's got my business on. You can do all that, but they gave me a reward cycle that you have to literally. They have to make. It's not an option unless you meet a certain requirements, right? So we have this right here. Let me screenshot this real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Screenshot this real quick. Hold on. It's not. Hold on, because I know I'm trying to see. It's not showing what it was saying earlier. I still have the payout option. That let me see if I can. Hold on one second. Let me see what I can do. Okay, right. So they have this thing now where it used to be you can either get paid out weekly, was a 60% profit split. And they have bi-weekly, which is an 80% profit split. Then they have monthly, right? So you get paid out every month, which is 100% profit split. And now they got this new shit called on demand, right? And I qualify for that, where I can request a payout. As far as what I'm reading, like every day if I wanted to. I don't think I'm gonna do that every day, probably every 2 days or something like that. But to qualify for this, the on demand profit split is for 90%. Is for traders who are in the hot seat position. This allows for more frequent payouts compared to the standard 80% split. To qualify for the on-demand 90% split, traders must meet a 35% consistency score during the reward cycle, meaning no single day's profit can exceed 35% of the total, with a requirement resetting after each reward. So this isn't bad at all, right? Because literally what that basically means is, let's say if we use like simple numbers, right? Let me pull the calculator out so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is a little bit different, right? Because this isn't like the consistency rules for if you did the one step or the zero step. This is one, the cheaper one, because you do the two step is cheaper. But then also you get more lenient rules than if you was just doing the other ones, right? But basically what this shit means is, so let's say, right, we have $100,000 account, right? And let's say I'm making 1% or no, let's say I'm making 2% a day, right? That's 2,000, right? So basically what it's saying is I can't make more than whatever my profit is when I'm getting the payout, right? So I have to double check, but what I was looking at last night, as far as what I was looking at researching, let's say I made 2% a day, right? So let's say 3 days go on, I make 6,000, right? So I'm up 10,000. I'm at 100,000. I'm tired, girl. I'm tired as hell. All right, so what would be 35% of that 2,100, right? So if I'm making 2% a day, I just can't go past, like, I can't just make 4% a day or 5%, right? So if I'm consistently making 2% a day, then I won't exceed past that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just basically so they won't have to pay me a shit ton because I know what the fuck I'm doing, right? That's just one of the things I do to stop people that know what they're doing from making a shit ton off of them. So I can either do that or I can just do the 80%, get paid out every 2 weeks, which is what most of my accounts are. The 80% get paid out every 2 weeks, which is still not bad at all. Because like I said, after your first payout, it's literally just free money. Like it's just free money. That's why oh shit, gold's going stupid. I'm let the news know just another shit. Y'all ain't gold, that should be up right now. Holy shit, I'm gonna let the members know. Right, so everybody in the chat, when I be talking about in the free telegram, when I be saying, right, a lot of subs when that's projected into the Sunday chart, not on this session live, we don't be lying. Y'all are witnesses today. When I be like, we broke this sound to a live, watch the stream here. You don't be lying. When I be saying like last night, other settings when that's projected as well. You don't be lying. So why I be like, hey, if you're not in the live streams, y'all be missing out. So again, we just hit this next zone. So I'll let the members know we hit the next zone. We'll hit the next zone. So from this point, we're either going to see price break through or we're going to see price rejected. But again, look at how price is reacting to this level. Again, this is why we enter next off these levels. So I'm saying look how price reacting. So if it doesn't break above and try to hold this level of support, we're going to see price reject. And I see your questions in the chat. I'm going to catch up to that in a second. I just got to let the members know what's going on really quick. Yeah, so we just hit all TPs on gold. So again, you either close right now or move your SL in profit. Nobody should be closing this trade red. All right, nobody should be closing this trade red. And again, this is why you don't chase price or go with the floor price. What would have happened if we would have saw, oh look, this downtrend, and we would have went for sales here. We would have missed out on this move, right? But again, why did we go for buys? Because we're in the uptrend. Retracements are a part of the game. When we go into the bigger time frame, we're clearly bullish. So what will be the high quality setup? Buys, right? What will be the high probability setup for the downtrend sales, right? So we also did the second. Let's see what else we got going on. We put TP3 on GJ. So yeah, we're 7-0 this week. So we're on a 3-week win streak, y'all. We 5-0 last week, 4 the week before that was 7 inches, which is not bad at all. I'm about to catch you to the chat in a second. I'm just letting the members know what's going on with the charts. So all right, and for those that are on profit accounts or trying to pass one, definitely watch this video today after live's over this weekend, because this video I show you how to get funded in 2 weeks. All right, this video I go over how to get funded in 2 weeks. And as far as the prop firm I use, I'm about to put that in the link as well. I'll put that in the chat as well. If you use the link I'm sending, you can get 8% off your first purchase. Let me find that. But it's one of the cheapest prop firms in the game right now, and it's legit. I've been using this shit since like 2023 with no issues. But it's a lot cheaper than FTMO and all this other shit. Like the 5K, I go over in the video, but like the 5K, they have a 5K funded that's like $36. So you can get a 5K account for $36. You can get a 10K challenge for like under $100. Then they have like a 20, is either a 20 or 25K account. It's all in the link right there. I forgot, but the accounts are really cheap. Um, and like I said, they're not strict on the rules if you just do the 2-step, right? If you do the 1-step or the 0, that's when they're like super strict with the rules and all that other shit. But if you just do the 2-step, you can trade on news days, you can hold trades during news events. If I'm not mistaken, you can hold trades over the weekend, which I don't really do. But they don't really have any restrictions besides, you know, the violation rules and stuff like that. So you still want to read the fine print. But yeah, so gold is fucking pumping. Gold is just going crazy. Yeah, so I put the so in this video I go over how to pass and get funded in 2 weeks, and then this is the link to the prop firm I use right here. So we're going to see if we're going to hold this level as support or if we're going to reject this level. We also have G retesting this level, so we can hold 33.10 as resistance. We can look for sales going down to 32.80. All right, and then US30 still chilling right here. All right, so let's see how price reacts right here. Again, though, nobody should close this trade red. Okay, nobody should close this trade red. All right, let me end the week on good notes. That's what we do over here. It's called the playbook for a reason. It's what we do over here. Again, as long as there's volume, the trading is very simple, right? But even when it was choppy, like even when we had all those choppy market conditions, we still had, again, we still ended last month with the 84% win rate, which is not bad. You know what I mean? And then the month before that, we had a 92% win rate. And then the month before that, we had 89% win rate, right? So we can also see here that, we only took 19 trades this month. Prior to that, we took 5 trades within last month. We only took 19 trades, right? So we're taking a lot less trades sometimes, but that's because, again, if I don't see a setup, I'd rather not trade for the day than just take a setup. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's really about. It's just being picky with the setups you take. And that's why I look at multiple charts now, so I can take 5 setups. But that way I can really do a good process of elimination like we saw today and like we see every day on the live streams to narrow down, okay, if I'm going to take a trade, which one would be the best setup? But I also don't like to just look at one chart because there's bound to be a day where there's not going to be a setup on that chart. And you either don't trade that day or you take a shitty setup and then be another person on the internet talking about MQH. You know what I mean? So I rather look at multiple charts, figure out which one has the cleanest looking setup, and then we go from there, right? So that's what we did today. Right, we looked at US30. NAS was out the picture. That's why I didn't even talk about NAS. We looked at US30. I didn't like how it was looking. We looked at a GU. We missed that setup. So our only options was what? GJ and gold, right? And that's those two charts played out, GJ and gold. You know what I'm saying? US30 might try to do something in a couple of hours, but I don't really care what US30 does as a right now function. Right? It's still going to be, of course, doing New York price watches and other streaming updates about New York session for the members and students. But, this setup here is good for the day, right? So now I have a whole day to do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? But again, so we're looking to see what's going to hold us level of support. Last time we worked this over rejected. So we're going to see we're going to hold this level at support and keep on pushing. And we're also going to see if resistance. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. We're going to be charged up in the chat. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well. Make sure to check that out after the live is over. We'll just join the stream. Y'all missed out on huge gold setup. I think it ended up flying. We also caught a nice move on GJ. You see here how GJ rejected this level. Like I said, if we needed volume for gold to break through this level, look what the price did, right? We rejected it, and then the volume came in to blow through this consolidation point. And look what the volume stopped at this next level. So again, this volume enter and exit off these levels, right? So literally, this is what's called a playbook. It's literally a cheat code. It's literally a cheat code. Resistance. So there's still some opportunities and setups for today, right? That was just the first hour. We still got all of the day for some more setups. Again, we do have later on today 8:30 Canadian news and then 10 a.m. USD news. But that's a good way to end the week, y'all. I can't lie, it's a good way to end the week. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Make sure to tell your trader friends where to go for some actual teachings, some actual real setups. But again, do not get cocky. The reason why we're on a 3-week win streak is because I'm not getting cocky, right? I'm confident in the setups I take, just like y'all should be confident in the setups you take. But again, the reason why we're on this win streak is because we're following our rules and staying consistent, right? We don't do anything. We didn't do anything different today that we did yesterday. We didn't do anything different today that we did last week or the week before that, or even last quarter. Right? The only thing that changed is we got a new cycle. Right? We broke out of that consolidation, and now we got higher highs and lower lows getting ready. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that changed from last quarter to this quarter, right? But even with that choppiness, we will still making money. You get what I'm saying? Because again, all you got to do is just stick to rules, only go for A+ setups, and don't let winners turn to losers. If you do those three things, as well as make sure your winners are bigger than your losers and your losses are smaller than your winners and consistent, you're going to win. You're going to win because, like I say all the time, and I'm going to keep on saying it, simply going with the flow of price by default will give you a 60 to 90% chance of the trade going in your favor. Now, not only will that happen, but what do you think is going to happen if not only do we go with the flow of price, but we wait for a break in retest? We enter buys off support, sells off resistance. You're going to win 80% of the time. You know what I'm saying? It's just, again, simple math and logic. Trend lines on indicators, this crazy lingo, and all these names for candlesticks and patterns. All you got to care and worry about is what direction price is going. The rules of price. That's it. All right. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been alive since you're doing it again. Nobody should be red on GJ. Nobody should close red on GJ. Nobody should close red on this gold setup. All right. Let's end the week on a good note. The sale, the end of summer sale is still on and popping, y'all. All right, use discount code. Where's the discount code? I gotta go back to it. All right, use the discount codes, y'all. Shout out to the new members. Where is the discount code? Gotta find it first. Like I said, I'm gonna start posting it twice a week next week, right? I don't like to be too spammy with this shit. But I gotta start posting it more so I don't have to keep on scrolling to find this shit. Okay. But again, 25% off the advanced play signal and one-on-one sessions. That's including the monthly, yearly, and lifetime advanced play signals. All right. Use discount code locked in before checkout. And then use discount code Playbook for 40% off Playmaker University. Again, you watch the last 3.5 minutes of any of my videos. I go over all those details. But also when you click the links, like when you like it says like a short description. But of course, you want any more details or any other questions, you can just DM me and I got you. But like when you click the link, if it pops up, um, it literally tells you the details, right? Like it says Playmaker University, learn step by step how to read the charts on full strategy, including how to mark out key price levels. You also get the playbook as well as lifetime daily analysis and setups. You get a lot more, but that's like a gist of what you get, just like the advanced play signal, you get daily charts, splitting rules, updates, analysis, access to the group chat. You also get access to the group chat with Playmaker University. And then one session, you get access to the advanced play student room. That way you can earn while you learn. You get a session that's an hour long every week. They're recorded and sent to you the same day. Those recordings are yours to keep for life and all that good stuff. And also make sure to get your copy of the playbook because again, that's how we are catching these plays and avoiding a lot of fake outs and liquidity sweeps because we know the rules of price. So enjoy y'all's weekend. Do not waste it. You definitely still want to spend time to review y'all's trades to study up, especially if you're brand new to trading or still in the break even phase. But yeah, y'all, we're going to see what New York sessions got. I'm about to edit some more videos, probably make some tea, and then hop back into bed, y'all. But members, you already know, in a few hours, I'm going to drop that New York price watch list for y'all. But yeah, great into the week. Great Friday live stream. Nothing much else to say. Again, we're just going to see if price can hold that level of support. So we're going to keep on holding this trade and letting it keep on pump. We're going to watch to see if GU can hold as low as resistance. We're going to see how GJ reacts. I did get looked out of this. So I'm looking for a possible re-entry on this if it can maintain that level as support. And then as we can see, US30 is still trying to figure out its life. We'll probably try to do something around 5, 6 a.m. But if not, just wait for 8, 9:30 to look for a setup on US30. Yeah, y'all, that's all it is to it.